we are hearing now from Barry Bateman, who speaks for AfriForum's legal unit, speaking about this matter. Let's listen in.
South Africa's got a rape crisis, we've got a child abuse crisis, and falsely being accused of having committed this crime against a child is devastating. So it's on that basis that these charges are going to be pursued. I mean, I'll just give an example as well. Mr. Mbalula referred to Mr. Pieterse as an animal. And how would AfriForum be defending an animal who rapes children? This is simply unacceptable. There must be consequences for people who falsely accuse others in the public domain. And social media has been a particular difficulty or a problem in this regard, in that these false allegations had been repeated unquestionably. And Mr. Pieterse, it has uprooted his entire life and has pretty much brought an end to his career as a teacher, something he's dedicated his life to.
What are we hoping for here when it comes to the outcome of the case?
Criminal convictions. The people who made these false allegations, these false claims, must be convicted and face the criminal consequences thereof. And if that involves a custodial sentence, going to jail, that would be preferable. Politicians who have great public platforms and can speak to thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, should go to jail if they're going to lie about people. A fine is the alternative, but we say criminally convict them and send them to jail.
And lastly, Barry, are you looking at, after this criminal process, looking at a lawsuit civilly against the 3 politicians that you intend to open cases against today?
Civil damages claims are going to follow. AfriForum, as the organisation, will be assisting Mr. Pieterse with that, but also the organisation itself. Allegations of false claims were made against the organisation that we were protecting a rapist, which are entirely false. We'll be pursuing those civil claims against not only these 3 individuals, but Phumzile Van Dam as well, who claims to be a disinformation expert, yet has been one of the biggest drivers of the disinformation campaign against Mr. Pieterse.
Mr. Bateman, you said Mr. Pieterse's career as a teacher is over. Was he fired? What happened?
He's still the principal of the school, but it's created a very difficult position for him. He's, of course, he hasn't been reporting back to the school as yet, but he remains the principal.
And what is the status of Bergview College? I know it was closed and it was open. What is the country?
Yeah, I can't actually speak for the school, but schooling has resumed.
Maybe just in terms of his state of mind, just maybe just obviously the Jaco Pieterse.
This has been one of the most difficult periods of his life. He's had to leave his home. He's had his family threatened. His own daughter was contacted on Instagram and threatened with being raped if her father doesn't go and submit his DNA samples. His entire life has been turned upside down. Despite that, the support that we've been providing him, he's encouraged by it. Being here today, of course, it's a very strange environment. We operate in this environment dealing in the criminal justice system. It's a strange place for him, but he's encouraged and he's confident that getting this support and ensuring accountability, that's very important for him. He's a man of principle, and he believes that those people who make false allegations should face the music.
Just really lastly from my side, just how do you reflect on this entire saga? You know, the mother believes that the child was raped. I know obviously the NPA later dropped the charges, but just maybe a reflection. How do you reflect on this entire saga and how it was so planned out?
Well, I think there's been an entire failure of the criminal justice system, firstly, but then a failure, and you know, it's difficult to admit, but by the media, and the picking up of unfounded allegations and repeating them as if they were true. You say that the mother believes that the child was raped, but the problem is that the investigation that was conducted by the authorities, and it was a thorough investigation, claims that the police failed are simply untrue. In the mother's own version, on the day that she reported, on the 16th of October, she was taken to the Tutuzela Care Center, where the child was interviewed by a doctor, nurses and forensic social workers. Despite all of this, there is no evidence that this child was raped. The police knew that when they submitted the docket at the end of November, and the NPA knew it when they made a decision not to prosecute. Yet inexplicably this matter was escalated and taken to various different forums. And when the allegations eventually were made publicly, they weren't interrogated. For example, the version of how the child was raped, that it happened on the Monday, but she only somehow showed the signs of this awful crime on the
All right,
the
you're
Tuesday.
listening to Barry Bateman, who is the spokesperson for AfriForum's legal unit. Loosely speaking, I think they refer to it as the prosecutorial unit, and he's speaking essentially about the action being taken now by the principal of Bergview College, an individual who you might remember at some stage was accused of being, accused of being involved in the rape of a young child in the Eastern Cape in the community of Matatiele. It's since emerged, of course, that there's no evidence to link him to that particular crime, but AfriForum is now helping him lay charges, we understand, against 3 politicians, namely Julius Malema, Fundile, Gade and Fikile Mbalula, for comments they made to that effect, essentially tying him to what was alleged to have taken place at that school. Barry Bateman saying they're pushing for criminal prosecution here for these individuals essentially to be jailed for what they said. We'll continue watching that very closely for you and listening into the rest of the question and answer